right? How do you turn? Oh my God, that blasted my ears out. How do you turn that down? Yeah, right here. There you go.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Giulio Show, sponsored by no one. So welcome to the Giulio Show. We have a lot of fun where we just sit around and talk about whatever comes up. More like, Seinfeld, right? A show about nothing but something. We're a show about nothing but something. No, whether it be that we get some great interviews. This weekend, we are in person. We were going to interview was very interesting, but they're going to have to come on at another time. So that's okay. We can fill it in with some great talks and great things that happened or what's been happening recently or some things that have been going on. We also like to talk about education. We'll bring that to you. We've had some great, pastors or theologians on, and they had some great outlooks of, the Christmas story and different beliefs. And we're going to get more into that, which has become a big, huge subject now. I mean, a lot of people, Glenn, are turning back to faith or something. They need to believe in something because, as we all know, the country has. It's the fall of any great nation when they stop believing in, rules, commandments, faith, God, whether they had gods, in some of them, or in the Christian world, a lot of people, the majority of people believe in God and his son, Jesus Christ. But you have to have some kind of good culture, some great foundations. And when you start losing all that, everybody starts to lose their mind. But the other thing I Glenn, as you look at this, because COVID-19 really did change everything. It wasn't much of the disease or the pandemic. I think they used it to change a new era. Because if you look back, think of way back in the Egyptian days, when they were building pyramids and they were, the Romans then came along and that era changed there. And then after the Romans, it was the cowboy, era. After the cowboy era, it was the, like we can go back to the medieval times, but after the cowboys, then you had what was next. Who the hell knows? Because I don't know history. I got kicked out of history class. But here's the thing.
Gangsters, 1920s. You had the bootleg. Yeah. You had Prohibition.
Yeah, I mean, you had the Great Depression. I mean, things change and evolve. And that's what's happening, is our world is evolving to something different. And it's right now, it's in the middle of evolving and chaos, right? So, yeah, the elections are all screwed up. Who's going to be running the country is all screwed up. Border people crossing the borders. But what's really happening is that is taking the attention off of everything that's really happening. See, because artificial intelligence is coming in. It's always been here, but they're pushing it faster and harder. And next thing you know, all these people that are fighting for this or protesting for this or doing this, they don't realize that there's going to be two classes of people. Like you see in the movies, you see you're very poor that live on the street and it's a very advanced, colony. And then you have the very wealthy who live in these, run these colonies. Yep. I mean, we all thought the Jetsons.
You
Remember we used to watch that and think, oh man, that would be so great if you could, put something in the microwave or run on a treadmill. I mean, all the futuristic stuff that was on there was a fantasy, but it wasn't. It was them preparing you for what's coming. And people don't get it now with the self-parking cars and all that. They were doing it slowly. They were adding a button at a time. So now your car can parallel park itself. Eventually it drove itself. You had little nuggets here and there, but because people wouldn't have been ready if they launched it all at once. Now they just sit in the car and it's going to drive itself. Pretty soon you're going to see drones, which are taxi cabs. They have them already that are going to just drop in front of your house, pick you up, and take you where you got to go.
Delivery or deliver.
Or even deliver. Well, they're doing it with delivery already. Yeah. So I believe that everything that the government and news, everything, it's all a distraction for the real thing that's going to come. The real thing that's going to happen is start saving your money now, or whatever, gold, silver, because the world is going to change. Eventually, it's not going to happen overnight, but it's changing. And who knows? It might be one, how do you say that? Money value? What do they call it? One currency.
Yeah.
I speak no English. One currency all over the world, right? So we don't know where it's going. We have a good idea. Just watch futuristic movies and give you a great idea of where it's going.
They're always right, too.
And, what was I just watching? But it's not far off of what's happening. Yeah. It's like the first 100. Have you seen that on Netflix? It's about the tree people and the land people. It's like after the earth blew up. AI created, a nuclear attack on the world to clean up the world. And all the great, higher ups all went into bunkers and all this good stuff. So anyway, after hundreds of years, these people come back. Now, if you look at history, the world's always had a beginning and an end. Think of the dinosaur age. There was dinosaurs that ended. There was Noah's Ark, when, they just flooded the world, and people could say that was the ice age after it melted. But whatever it was, I think it was God and saying, oops, you guys are screwing up. I think I'm going to erase y'all. So, you had Noah's Ark. I mean, the world's been flushed out a couple times, meteorites or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But anyway, the movie is pretty close to what would happen in the future. So what was that with Bruce Willis, The Fifth Element?
Oh, Fifth Element. I love that movie.
Think about it.
I love The Fifth Element.
Think about it. Those shows like that have told us a lot of what's going to happen. Look at all the shows that talked about a major pandemic or this or that. And, people see it as just entertainment, but there's little hints of information in there. But anyway, I don't mean to depress your day, but so that's why it's so important that you enjoy every single day. Make sure that you, where is that button?
They're labeled.
I know. Well, make sure you do this every day. But a lot better. Laugh every day. Have fun every day. Listen, we all go through a lot of crap. I can't tell you within the last year, it just seems like every time I turn around, somebody's slapping me on the face, and I turn around and somebody slapping me on the other face. If I could see them, I'd slap them back. But you don't know where it's coming from, who it's coming from, but it's happening. The rules are changing in government, even for education, which that is my business. It is the beauty industry, but I also own beauty schools. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach. I do a lot of things, but my main business has always been the beauty industry. And being in the beauty schools and the trade schools, we see a lot of changes. And, the government tells everybody that they want to forgive loans when they actually are taking away loans, from people that are going to trades or post-secondary schools. And some of them are clock hour, like it might be a mechanic, or it might be air conditioning, or like beauty school. It's a clock hour. It's 1,000 hours in our 1,200 in Florida, and Louisiana it's 1,500, but they're trying to diminish the hours, close these schools down. But here's the other thing. They say we are going to support the families that don't have money to go to school. This is what federal funding is all about, right? Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think they're doing? They're making so many rules that it's getting harder to get federal funding. Actually, we've had major challenges with even getting possibles for many months now, which is prohibited a lot of kids or people to going to a trade school because they can't get what they qualify for. Now, here's the other catcher. They're passing rules and laws that any program under 600 hours, which could be a specialty program, whether it be in the health field, electric, welding, anything that's under 600 hours, well, guess what? They're not going to give you federal funding. They just took it away. How is that supposed to help people who didn't do great maybe in high school? Maybe they're not made for college, but we need tradespeople.
Yeah.
And trades are getting huge. But, and there's a lot of people that can't afford the college, but they could afford to go to trade school with a little bit of help. Now the government is taking that help away,
Yep.
But they're telling people that they're all for low income families, helping them get education. When in reality, take it from somebody who owns hair schools, has been in the business or owns trade schools and goes to all these meetings. And it's not just beauty schools, barbering schools, aesthetics, but it's also any trade you can think of. They're making it difficult and they're discriminating against low income. Yep. Trust me, go look it up in the federal funding that certain programs under certain hours will not get any help from the federal government. So that's why they're forgiving loans. They're taking your attention off of, they're forgiving loans, but they're also taking them away. And they just want to give it to certain people. Okay. So, and look what they're teaching in college. They're forgiving loans. And listen, I don't give a shit. I don't owe any money, right? Any federal loans or anything. Yeah. Forgive all you want. Forgive my mortgage if you can. I would appreciate that. But, okay, I am not going to pay because, listen, those loans are not forgivable. Somebody has to pay for it. Who's going to pay for it? The person that never went to college, the people that did pay their college loans and have jobs now, and all you people that have gotten your loans forgiven or you think you want them forgiven, it's going to come out of your taxes. Yep. They're not forgiven. You're going to pay some way, somehow. They're going to take it back out of your pocket. This is just to get you to vote for them. This is a ploy, a trick, switch and bait. Okay. But now I got to pay somebody's tuition, Glenn. Somebody, listen to me. Go to school, get an education, and I'll help pay for it through the taxes. I don't think most people care about that, right? Anybody would help pay for people to be educated, keeps crime low, right? Educated people, knowledgeable people, people with wisdom. It's great for the world. It's great for the economy. It's great for jobs. But when you're paying teachers to teach unnecessary subjects, like for instance, I won't even go what's happening with today. Let's talk about liberal arts. Yeah, really. Yeah. Hey, you're going to go to college? Well, you got to do what? 2 years of liberal arts?
Yeah.
And how's that going to help me be what I want to be? I just did 12 years of friggin' public school.
Right.
It's a repeat.
Yeah.
Of history, things you don't need for the field you're going in. Yeah. It's so that the college can make extra money, and they can make extra money off of the parents and the government. See, this is where the government also is stupid. Anyway, so you got to take liberal arts. Today, they have stupid classes that you can sign up for.
Gender studies.
Yeah. Do you know any of them?
Gender studies.
Gender studies.
Gender studies. Yeah.
Well, let me see. If it has a penis.
Now we're on.
So we back to recording?
See, yes.
Hey guys, sorry. We had a power outage. They must know we're talking about the world and how screwed up it is.
Damn transgenders.
Though the government just shut us down electricity wise. They hit the grid. Hey, look, you see how we're having fun with this? Have fun with the subjects that come up every day. Because I'll tell you what, I don't care what you do, because a lot of you are doing shit to even stand up for what you believe in. So you might as well laugh with it.
Good luck.
But we're talking about understudy. Good luck about what?
Good luck getting people on your side if you can't take a joke.
Oh,
because nobody likes somebody that can't take a joke.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna be who I'm 61. I know I look younger. I'm going to be 62. But here's the thing. I really don't care anymore. As you get older, I love old people because we don't care what comes out of our mouths anymore. No, but, listen, we're not trying to cause controversy or anything, but this understudy we were talking about, okay, the classes of gender identity. What's that class look like? By the way, is it a male or a female? We don't know. Does it have a penis or a vagina? We don't know. Is it a male, female, non-binary? What? We don't know. Oh my God, I can't believe we lost power again. I tell you, maybe they don't want us to really talk about this at all. Have fun. I think when you have fun, people just want to shut you off or shut you down. So there's somebody tapped into us that are they're trying to shut us down, folks. Please support us. Oh, let me put my hair back. Okay. Anyway, I was getting to that gender class. I think, the whole class would sound like this after asking questions, though. Because we really don't know how to identify anything today, or we can identify as anything today. But anyway, enough of that. I think but I am not going to pay tuition for somebody to go out there. I'd rather they be taking a gender class than protesting. Yeah. Something they don't know about. And if you know, most of the protesters don't even go to the school, but they recruit people from the school who are just followers. I can't understand how people are just followers. Start using your own voice, your own peace of mind, your own thought. Listen, not everybody's going to agree with you. Stop trying to get everybody to like you and agree with you. It's not going to happen. Jesus was the nicest guy in the world. He loved people. He tried to teach them not to kill, not to rob, not to do all these crazy things. Don't commit murder. Love your mother and father. You know what? He just preached a good message, whether you believe in them or not. Let's just talk about him. What did they do? They crucified him, right? They still hung him out on the cross. And people are going to want to crucify you no matter what you think, right? No matter what you believe. So why try to agree with everybody? That's such an easy way out. Stand up for what you believe in. And if you're going to stand up for something, get some knowledge on it, get some facts, get some knowledge. I don't know everything, but what little I know, and if I get it wrong, people will correct me and I'll go look it up and I'll do my studies. But today you don't know what is right, what is wrong to believe. God, you look up Wikipedia, Google. I mean, everybody is going to give you their version of what that means. You don't even know what words mean anymore. People change that all the time. Phrases change all the time. One time when you say, "Man, you look sick," that meant you look bad. You look like you got a disease or something, right? Now, when people go, "Man, you look sick," that means you look good. I'm so, and people say I talk funny. Talk? See, I speak funny. I don't know what I'm saying. There is no. I think we should all speak English because the English, no matter what they say, sound intelligent when they speak, don't they? Did I sound like? Did I kill it?
Your dialect was from.
Well, I'll tell you better. I can do the Irish accent much better.
No, that's more Scottish.
Is it Scottish accent? Oh, yeah. Jesus! See, we all need help. We all need education. This is why it's important to go to school, folks. But anyway, getting back to
Scottish. It's crap.
It donkey. That's the only thing I can remember from Shrek. Shrek. But anyway, let's get back to reality here. Guys, the world is changing. It's going to get uglier and uglier within the next 6 to 5 months before election. There's going to be a lot of bait and switches. There's going to be a lot of distractions. Who's not going to get convicted? Who's going to get convicted? Which side? Right, left, middle, and who the hell knows anymore? Are you Republican, Democrat? There's going to be a lot of people fighting amongst each other. just on political beliefs. I can't wait to see how stupid Facebook gets. Matter of fact, no, it's not. It's not that I can't wait. I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to skip over those things because they're just stupid. I mean, we got a stupid response about free tuition and oh, okay, I get your belief on because you probably have loans out. That's why you wrote me and you want it forgiven. I get it, or your kids. But then they wrote something stupid like, oh, COVID-19, I lost my business, boo hoo, and daddy's going to have to bail me out. Well, what a jackass response, first of all. Honestly, first of all, a lot of people lost their damn lives, lost their daddies and their mommies. Some people don't even have daddies or mommies, okay? And they were just hardworking people, and small businesses account for the majority of the revenue. Am I right? In the United States, Glenn? Or maybe all over the world.
That's what politicians say. It's the backbone of this country.
It sure is the backbone of this country, small businesses.
That's why we ain't gonna do shit for you.
That's right. That's right. You people agree with me? Yes, I agree too. Thank you very much.
Damn thing for it, but Joe, keep being the backbone. We gonna
listen. Small businesses are, but they sit there and say, oh, daddy's going to have to because of COVID-19. No, the government closed down a lot of these businesses and did not give them a penny, but they bait and switched you. They gave you some money to keep you happy, keep you home. But did a lot of jobs come back? Yeah, there was a job spike because businesses were opening again. So that's how they had the job spike. But new jobs were not created. Matter of fact, a lot of jobs were lost. So here, let me explain it to you. When you close down every business in the world and you reopen, sure, there's going to be a job spike. But it doesn't mean that if a million jobs, let's go with some easy numbers here. 1 million jobs were lost, but only 250 people went back to work. What about the rest? Right. What happened to them? Even if 500,000 people went back to work, what happened to the other 500,000 jobs? They don't tell you about that. They just say, ooh, we had jobs, or, oh man, we created jobs. No, you didn't create jobs. You let some businesses reopen that were maybe able to survive because they had big money. But these small businesses that were not, restaurants, mom and pops, beauty salons, your corner stores, your small businesses that maybe like electrical or plumbing, or somebody had a small store, whatever it may be. Okay, I have a small business. I thank God, and they gave us what little PPP. That PPP or ERCs didn't even put a dent in what we owed. Okay, and once again, they gave us the PPPs to keep you happy, but we didn't even get to hire everybody back. We had to furlough a lot of people, and we didn't have the budget to bring them back. We still don't. We're still fighting a lot of this. It's slowly recovering, but not that great. And a lot of people will never recover again. So it's not about daddy's going to support my business. You're just ignorant. Okay. A lot of people lost a lot. And you, just because you may have money, or you think you have a secure job because maybe you work for the state, don't get too comfortable, because there's a lot of shit going to happen. I'm hoping in 6 months, when the elections do happen, the right person gets in the office, whoever that may be, and does the right thing for America. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going down this rabbit hole until you're going to be, I don't know, maybe in how can I say this? You're going to be judged by the size of the tent you own. I have a small tent. Well, we got this big tent. It's a 12 by 12. It's our mansion tent. So listen, guys.
I got this tent from Costco.
It's not good. It's not good. And it surprises me that a lot of people won't even stand up for what they believe in, but they let people walk the streets and stand up for terrorists groups. Are you shitting me? Listen, if I went up to somebody and said, I want to see your throat cut, I think they should end your race. I think I would be arrested, right?
Well, you'd be expelled. If you were doing that at a school, you'd be expelled.
Yeah, but even if I went up to, let's say, up to anybody in some
Oh
places.
yeah, it's a threat.
No, yeah, but you can go out as a major crowd and say we want to extinct a certain group. They're not being arrested for it.
No.
It's like, what would if the Nazis were to go to those protests and protest for what, the gas chambers? What terrorists are different. They want to chop your heads off. The Nazis just want to put you in gas chambers, right? I mean, they were cruel people. Right?
It's hate is hate.
But if you go out there as the Ku Klux Klan, and you want to extinct whatever, whomever, it wouldn't go. But now they're allowing people to hate talk.
Because you know why? Because guess who those colleges are funded by?
Terrorists.
Yeah. Well, Qatar and all these, they're funded by the Middle East, and then all the professors are super far left. They're all on the left.
They should lose their jobs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They should lose their
jobs. Any teacher that supports terrorism should be fired. Any student that goes out,
any teacher that peaceful protesting has always been a thing of America, whether it was Vietnam or whatever. I mean, that's the days I remember. There's always been protest, but when you start to call for the extinction of a certain culture, when you want to support terrorism, I mean, how come nobody protests for Ukraine?
Yeah,
or the Russians. How come they're not out there saying the Russians are killing the Ukrainians? I mean, they're bombing families, they're killing children.
Or any atrocity going on in the world.
Yeah.
This world's huge.
Yeah.
There's tons of shit going on in the world.
But still, let's take the Ukraine war. How long has that been going on? Not one person has protested that war. Maybe one or two.
Not like this.
Not like this. Not for the extinction of a certain race. Yes, Hamas. This is insane. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, this is crazy.
I don't feel any. I mean, war is deadly on others. Nobody likes war. No one likes war. But war has been since the beginning of Earth, and war will be till the end of Earth. Yeah.
This is
and most of it is religious war. Yeah. And again, I'll go back to we're letting the bully do what they want. And we're trying to keep them happy. No, it's time to stand up to the bullies. When 9/11 happened, America came together. America came together. We held hands. New Yorkers, they used to, walk down the street and be like, fuck you. No, fuck you. Right? That was good morning.
Yeah.
And instead, they stopped doing that when 9/11 happened, and they walked down the street hugging and embracing each other, saying good morning. It didn't matter what culture you were from, what economic background, what sexual preference. Everybody loved everybody because it brought the country together. When Americans were blown up in those towers and killed, and kids and everyone came together as not only New Yorkers but as a country. And people flew that flag and they flew it high. Now Americans are burning their own flags. Get the fuck out of my country. And I'm an immigrant and I became a U.S. citizen, but I am a citizen of the United States. Get the hell out of here if you don't like it. What are you burning the flag for, you idiot? This is your country, and you're saving other countries' flags. I think they should put them on a plane, send them out there, see what it's like, and when they yell "Gay Pride," they'll actually get free gender surgery because they'll cut their dick off.
Yeah, exactly.
And literally cut your head off.
Yeah, right.
Hey! Thank you. No.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
They'll actually cut your head off. So anyway, you can edit that part, right? Yeah. They'll actually cut your head off. And now you got your surgery. So anyway, listen, guys, you're standing up for the wrong people. You are Americans. And if you don't want to be an American, leave, because there's other people who want to come in. Actually, they are, aren't they? It's called the border crossing. Look at the people dying to come to this country because of the freedom, the opportunities. And you folks that live here, you spoiled little fudgers. You got everything. You sit out there and you say, I'm going on a hunger strike. I'm not gonna eat if you don't stop this war. Good. Then we don't have to hear from you. and we got more food for us.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, all the food you don't eat, we're going to send it for relief aid.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Really?
I've solved that problem. So anybody that goes, and then there's, here's the thing. If you go on a hunger strike at a college, we're going to take the food you don't want to eat, and we're going to send it to the supplies over into the war zones in Ukraine and Israel and Palestine and Gaza, so people can eat. If you don't want to eat it, they'll eat it. Yeah. Okay. And there's a lot of other countries that would love your food as well. And then you sit there and cry that you're not being fed the right food because you're in protest and nobody's bringing you food. How about you leave the tent for a little while, go down the street, buy a sandwich? Oh, you want the government to pay for it, or you want us to pay for it? That ain't gonna happen either. All right. So, it's funny because you see these happening only in certain states. Mm-hmm. And why? Because they're allowing it to happen. Mm-hmm. Right? The government could stop all this. They can call out the National Guard. They can stop this madness, but they want the diversion and the confusion because they got a bigger agenda. You guys are missing it. You're missing it. But anyway, last time, we can go on forever. Yeah. We got more to talk about. Was it Trump in court? We can talk about that next time. Yeah. And who they put on the stand? What was her name? Who was the Playboy girl or the girl he paid off? Oh, yeah, Stormy Davis. Stormy Daniels. Yeah. That's how much I know, right? Yeah. Stormy Daniels. Oh, I got paid. She loved him when she got paid for sex. They proved she was just a bad witness. And then who's the other? Cohen? Cohen, yeah. Oh, he totally stuck his foot up his ass. And this whole court case is just, there's not even any charges. It's just, how can we hold up Trump? And they're actually feeding the beast.
Yep. So the more they do this, the more popular he gets.
It's going to be interesting.
Just helps him. And then Biden, also, Biden is just getting worse.
Oh, there's going to be a bait and switch on election day. I'm telling you, they're going to put somebody in there, and it's not going to be Joe. You think Joe's running?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
he's not going to be running. But let me tell you something. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the week.
When the debates come.
No, not even the debates. When the jury comes back for the decision. I mean, this literally showed that Donald Trump had the other people perjured themselves that were against Trump, like Cohen and Stormy Daniels and whoever else took the stand. They had no charges against them. So if the jury comes back and finds him guilty, we know why. And it'll go to an appeal court, and the Supreme Court or the appeal court will then shoot it back down and throw it out of court. It's just a big process. It's a stupid process that we're just wasting tons and tons of money on just to prevent somebody from winning an election. But once again, distractions. How long have we been talking? I think too much. 45 minutes. Anyway, listen.
Plug.
No, you know what it is? We talked about procrastination. And you know me, I had a ton of books that I wrote. I just never finished them. So the first one finally got published, and that was Illuminating the Path, Unveiling the Teachings and Faith through the Teachings of Jesus. So let me try this again. Illuminating the Path. It's unveiling the journey of faith through the teachings of Jesus. Now, why I wrote this is because there's a lot of parables and a lot of metaphors that I read in Matthew that sometimes didn't make sense to me as to what that metaphor or that parallel meant. So I broke it down. It's just some key points, some exercises. It's 3 pages long on each parable, but it helps you, whether you're faith-based or not, but it helps you understand what those parallel means. And it makes a lot of, not only is it great to understand what Jesus was saying and the importance of faith, but it also has a great value in business and leadership because it deals with a lot of great information of anywhere, whether it be personal, business, leadership, faith, very important. So it's Illuminating the Path that just came out. I hope you enjoy it. A couple of Christian bookstores have picked it up. I got some great reviews from it, and I got a call to do a half-hour interview about that with Leonard Crawford.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. So you never know good things that come out. I finally finished. I wrote it before, which was Unwrapping Your Gift. This is the second edition called Unwrapping Your Gifts. More information to it. You can do it in any order you want, but it talks about how to. Before you can do anything, before you can change anyone, before you can help other people, before you can see the more value in other people, value in the world, value in your gifts, you have to see value in yourself. And this is what this talks about: is seeing value within yourself and opening up the gifts that you've been given. It's a great start. It's got 30 steps, but you can open up many more than 30 gifts. We were given billions and billions of gifts from our creator. And Glenn actually was my illustrator for this book. He did a great job on this, Glenn.
Oh, thank you.
I gotta find a picture. I mean, he just did some all hand drawn on that, and but a great book. A lot of people are using it in team building groups, so that was fun. I just got this one that just came out. I reinvented this program. It's called Rhythm of Success. This book here, and what this does, it exploring the importance and the impact of verbal and nonverbal communication in social media and face-to-face interactions. Before, when I wrote Rhythm of Success, it was uh, interpersonal skills, soft skills of when you meet somebody face-to-face. But in today's world, we don't meet first in person. We meet online first, whether it be dating, whether you're going to go to a restaurant, whether you're going to go to a store. What do? You first look it up to see if it looks interesting, if the reviews are good. Um, and then if you like it, you'll go there. And sometimes you're disappointed because what you saw online is nothing to what you're experiencing. Sometimes it's even better. Sometimes it can be 10 times worse. Most of the times it's 10 times worse because people can do all sorts of brush ups on. So this gives you some etiquette of verbally and non-verbally how to use social media and face-to-face encounters. So what you're putting on your social media is also your background. What is it? What is your background? What is your display? What is your scene saying non-verbally? And if you're trying to sell a brand or yourself, what is your voice inflection, your tone, verbally saying? How do you look if you're selling beauty? I mean, does your hair look good? Does your makeup look good? Do you look good? Do you look like you're fashionable, or do I look? It's like if I was a dentist and I was promoting great teeth, but had yellow and missing teeth, would you come to me? So it's verbally. What are you saying and not saying? And then when I come to you and meet you in person because you did impress me online, am I going to get that same quality that I saw online or the reviews that I read? So that I can leave you nice reviews as well. Am I going to meet that pleasant person, that great, tonality, that great uh, politeness? When you walk in, did you shake my hand? Did you give me a hug? Did you give me at least a hello? Did you look in my eyes? I know when I go to restaurants, sometimes it looks so damn good, doesn't it? On you're looking, and even some people write the reviews. There's always going to be a couple bad, but let's say there's some good ones too, and you're like, ooh, but look at the menu, look at the food, look at the table, look at the atmosphere. Um, and then you go in to visit it, and it is a dump, and the food is nothing to what they posted online. And all the people that they posted were actors or something they AI generated, because you can do that now. And actually, the waiters and the waitresses are just not there. They can't get people to work, or it's just dirty, and it's just a bad experience altogether. So it's the importance of verbal, nonverbal skills, whether you're on social media or in person. But there also are a couple of places too that I've been to that have had a mad rush. They look dirty, right? But actually, non-verbally, you're not going to go in there because it looks messy, right? They just got done with a mad rush, but actually, they win blue ribbon awards for the best cheeseburgers every year.
Yeah.
But because you didn't pick up as you were going and keeping the place clean, you're not going to go in and give them a chance. And people that ride by say, look, I drove up and the place was dirty. Don't go in there. You might die. Little do they know, they just had a mad rush because they get the best cheeseburger award. But you'll go down the street and pay $1.50 more or $2 or $3 more for a cheeseburger just because the place has a visually nice look to it. But their cheeseburgers are nowhere close to. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of ways of screwing yourself up. This gives you just a quick, see how thin it is? It just gets right to the point and gives you a quick understanding of how to make that work. And the recent one that just came out is Hiding Behind the Mask. Now, that's a journey of living with mental health and getting through the storms. And a lot of it is my own personal stories. I open up a lot. As a child, I've been through a lot. Post-traumatic stress, I've been through a lot. When I went through the coma, I've had many surgeries, heart surgeries. I have had a lot going on in my life that, I need to seek professional help. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people suffer from mental health, and there's all types of mental health. Not just the type of mental health. People think like I'm going to kill somebody. No, there's all sorts of levels of mental health. And you know what people say, and I wrote a book on that, and it's called Hiding Behind the Mask. But what a lot of people don't understand is they want to support people, and they want to support like our veterans and everything that have post-traumatic stress and mental health. And but what I found is that some people have mental health, partners, people suffering from mental health, their partners or their family members, and they want people to not treat them as if they have cancer or be afraid to be around them, because some people start judging people with mental health. And it's not that they're going to harm you or anything. They just suffer from depression or narcissism or whatever, bipolar. A lot of it is controlled by medicine, but they want you to support their family. But yet, if you tell them that you suffer from it and they're a good friend of yours, or maybe they're somebody you work with, a partner, or you work for them, you can't really be honest with them. Because if you tell them you suffer from mental health, they'll start treating you like you have a disease or a plague or leprosy, and they don't want to be around you, and they don't want to have you in the business. They went from caring about people with mental health to now trying to get the hell away from you. But yet they have family members that have mental health problems, but they want you to treat them differently. So a lot of people, I can understand why they still don't step up and talk about their mental health to other people, because there's a lot of, how do you call it, hypocrites who will judge you and tell you they would never judge. Oh my God, they're all about mental health. They're all about helping people. But as soon as you open your mouth, they're like, what's wrong with you? Why are you being, you suffer from that? Oh, but all of a sudden they start judging you, and they don't want to be near you. And next thing you know, you lost your job, you lost friends, you lose. So, there's a lot of hypocrites when it comes to that. But mental health is a real thing, and a lot of people suffer from it. Now, like I said, there's all degrees of mental health. I'm not the expert. I'm not a psychologist. I know what I've experienced. I know what some other people have experienced. I've heard their stories, and sometimes you're like, man, mine is nothing compared to yours. I can't believe you're going through that and alone. So kind of learn a little bit more about mental health and understand yourself too. We're all crazy, but mental health isn't just about being crazy. Like I said, it comes in many forms and in many ways, and we can talk more about that too. But that's called Hiding Behind the Mask. So yeah, I had about 4 books, and I had one earlier I wrote called Slap in the Back of the Head, Glenn, which you remember years ago. That was my memoir of going from insecurities to successful entrepreneur. How I dealt with that. And the slap in the back of the head, I got interviewed with the Balancing Act and on Lifetime. You can probably Google that. That was fun. I never expected that. These books that I wrote, I did not expect to write. But once you get understanding how to do them, you have a lot of fun with them. And like I said, I'm no Steven Spielberg or who's some great author. Stephen King. Stephen Spielberg is a director. Sorry, I meant to say Stephen King. but at least I did it. You know, I wrote a couple of books, and I'm dyslexic, ADHD, ADD. I mean, this took a lot of work for me, and you'll probably see some of it as you're reading it. Because even the publishers were like, "What the hell we do with this page?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "I don't even figure it out."
Should have seen your notes.
Oh my God, you know that's the thing. That's why I have to record things, is because I can't even read my own notes unless I record it. There's certain ways of learning with people that have phonics, ADHD, ADD mixed combined with dyslexia. I'm fucked up. And OCD. I literally have a letter from a psychologist that I did these testings. I've been actually diagnosed with 12 of these things: post-traumatic stress, bipolar 1. I wish I had bipolar 10. At least it would have been a higher number. But no, I don't. But here's the thing: you learn how to work with it. These things they call disabilities, they're gifts. I think they just like putting a bunch of labels on shit. But everybody's born with a gift, and that's where unwrapping your gift comes in. Everyone is born with gifts. You may not be the best reader in the world, but you got a hell of a lot of common sense. All right. And you can fix things and put things together because you're visually smart. You can figure things out. There are people who are so book smart, they can't figure out the simplest thing in the world. However, they can build a nuclear rocket, or they can build a rocket. I mean, the brains, because they're so black and white. So everybody has a gift to offer. Imagine if, there weren't the handy, crafty guys that, maybe they weren't good in school, but they know how to woodwork. Wow, we wouldn't have. Imagine if there was no woodworkers out there. Everybody was a doctor, or a dentist, or whatever. It's great that there are all sorts of people who have a certain gift to offer us, because without people who can weld, woodwork, cut hair, groom your pets, roofing, refrigeration, auto mechanic, so many more uh, things out there. We need that diversity. And that's what these books all talk about. And that's what I like to do, is I like to help people understand where their gift comes from, what they're gifted with, and stop labeling themselves. I did that too many times throughout my life. I prevented myself from achieving so much because I kept allowing people to put labels on me. I ripped those labels off and I put my own labels on. And I don't care what you think, and don't tell me who I am. I know who I am. If you want to help me with something, you want to educate me, I'm always opening to learning and getting knowledge, but don't tell me I'm wrong. Tell me there's another way of doing it, and maybe I'll take your way and I'll put it with my way and create something even better. That's what it's all about. But anyway, always believe in yourself. Always believe that you can achieve anything and you can overcome everything. Look at things differently. Look at yourself with value. When you see value in yourself, you'll see value in so many other people, and value in life. When you value yourself, value in your relationship, when you value yourself. But you got to have strong beliefs, purpose, commitment. All that stuff comes together. And it's not like you have to work on them individually. It's one big package. Just as how you look at things. Be happy in life, even when the storm is happening. Because if you survive the storm, good for you. If you don't survive the storm, I'm going to put it this way: if I don't survive the storm and something should happen to me, I know who's going to lift me up and bring me home. Up, up. I'm going up, up. I'm not going down, down. I'm working on going up, and working my way up. It doesn't mean just because I've done nice things for people. It's because I've given my heart to my God. So whatever your belief is, I know where I'm going. I'm never going to die. I'm just going to change my address. It's going to be heaven. The crossroad of heaven and Paradise Lane. That's where you can find me. Otherwise, you can find me on our next show. And sorry, today is so hot in Florida. I had to dress cool. Glenn, before we wrap it up, anything you want to... You didn't ask me one damn question, say one thing, because I talked too fast.
You were on a roll. You were on a roll.
I'm on my second roll.
Hey.
Hey. All right. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next Giulio Show.